Hello, and what's going on? Straight back in the video. So yeah, this is my another double character swap series on what if Katie and Sadie, Wayne and Raj swap seasons. This idea was by Charles C4W, as well as Scary Girl TD44. Thanks for your suggestion. I actually had this suggested to me, but I just haven't got around to them. I'm getting around to all my old theories and all my new ones, so let's begin. I'm talking about the timeline in season 1 and season 2. Charles only wanted the first season, but I think I'll cover the 2 seasons because they're only 13 episodes compared to Island, which is 26 episodes. And so sorry about that. And so they're going to be, so that's going to be that. Now, already we run into a potential problem because Wayne and Raj are not on the same team. Now, Izzy would swap teams with either Wayne or Raj, but it's whether or not Raj is put onto the killer bass because he's replacing Sadie with Wayne being a Katie. Wayne and Raj are clearly the reboot versions of Katie and Sadie, in my opinion. And they would be desperate to swap teams, as at this point in the season, Wayne hasn't had that realization that he can be in a different team without Raj. And so I decided, in order for this to work, I would ask myself the question, do Wayne and Raj swap teams here, or would they remain on different teams? So I decided that they would swap, with Wayne swapping with Izzy, like in the original. So in episode 2, Noah doesn't affect the challenge. Wayne and Raj would be friends with Tyler and Eva pretty fast. Wayne and Raj would both jump because they're hockey bros and wouldn't fear anything. And Ezekiel still says his comment, so he's the first person voted off. Again, Heather steals Eva's MP3 player. She's going on a rampage. Duncan has his little friend group, but besides that, Eva goes. Episode 4 is Dodgeball. Courtney still wakes up Duncan. Duncan and Harold win the challenge. If anything, Wayne and Raj would probably have some wisdom, and I imagine they were quite good in this challenge, but there's still no reason for Noah to get voted off. Episode 5 is the talent show. Wayne and Raj would refuse to compete. I feel like them and Tyler would be like the golden trio. And I think Heather screws over Justin again, so he gets voted off. Okay, now we have some actual changes in the timeline. Because Wayne and Raj are here, they wouldn't get lost, meaning that they never get lost in the woods. So they would be with their teams for the entire episode. Owen would still tell his team the bear story, and Duncan still tells his team the story. The Chainsaw Massacre, remember the hook. And because the Killer Bass got back first, and there's no KNC slowing them down, that now counts. So they've come last, and I think the Gophers go to elimination. The Killer Bass win the challenge, sending the Gophers to elimination. Everyone would vote for Owen because he told them the bear story, and honestly, Izzy would just be Izzy. If we're trying to save Heather, we can just say Izzy goes 2 episodes later. So everyone guys went Owen because Owen was the reason Izzy dressed was a bear, so I think Owen gets voted off. Episode 7's Phobia Factor. And we gotta go through everyone's fears. So Heather's sumo wrestler passes, Cody fails the time bomb, Beth fails, passes Brooks, Trent passes, Lindsay passes, Sean fails, and Gwen and Izzy pass. Tyler fails, Courtney uses the jelly, literally her she fails. Harold fails, Jeff fails, DJ passes, Duncan passes, Bridget would now pass because Owen's not there to scare her. 6 hours in the woods, so I think Bridget would now pass. Raj and Wayne would be on separate teams for the entire challenge. However, for Wayne and Raj, their fear would be on the opposite team. for an entire day. Now, the thing is, they did actually want to be on the same team in episode 2. But I believe Wayne and Raj could pass this sphere. As I think in this episode, Tyler could help Raj through it. And he can also talk to Wayne and the other teams, or he can help them out. So I think they would pass. Sending the pass to elimination. Wayne and Raj would refuse to vote for Tyler. So those three vote for Courtney. Harold also votes for Courtney. And so they convince DJ to vote for Courtney. So I think Wayne and Raj being here would solidify the safety of Tyler, meaning Courtney gets eliminated in this challenge. Like, it's 6-6, and I think in this universe Tyler would actually be able to do his sphere. And because 6 people have done it on each team, and 3 people failed on the Killer Bass, that makes me believe that Courtney's getting eliminated. Episode 8. Tyler's not there for a human shield, everyone counts upon Courtney. Is up the creek. So because there's no girl, I think Wayne and Raj would go together. I think Bridget would take Raj. This universe, she would take DJ because she's a closer friend to him. Duncan and Jeff. Wayne and Raj. Jeff and Bridget. So, Lindsay Trent, Gwen Cody, Izzy Lashana, Heather Beth, Wayne Raj, Tyler, Harold, Duncan, DJ, choose Jeff and Bridget. So Jeff still gets his injury. Izzy gives him the idea. Wayne or Raj push back their team, or Tyler, and Izzy still gets chased down with the CRMP. Episode 9 is a bit more Deer Hunter. Cody still gets mauled by a bear. I think Wayne, Raj, and Tyler are deer. Harold, Jeff, Bridget, and now Wayne are hunters. With Tyler and Raj being deer. I think Cody still gets removed from the game. Episode 10's cooking challenge, and Heather would be in charge of the cooking. And I think Jeff would still be in charge. They're still messing with Harold. I think Wayne and Raj would be good with Tyler. These should be a trio. Duncan's going to notice that they're a threat, but could be very good as like a guys vote. I hate guys alliance. Without Owen here to eat the ribs, I think Beth, the Gophers, actually win the challenge. Sending the Bass for elimination. And everyone would gang up on Harold for, the undies. Harold's not as annoyed as he is at this point to break the votes against Duncan. And Bridget likes Harold, but I think she's going to vote him off. So I think Bridget was going to slide more with the Hockey Bros if it came down to it. Jeff likes the Hockey Bros, and the Hockey Bros wouldn't want to get rid of Tyler, so Bridget wouldn't vote for Tyler. Episode 11, we have Who You Can Trust. So we have Gwen and Heather, DJ Duncan, Trent Lindsay, Jeff Bridget. I think Trent gets in the infirmary. Beth Lashana, Wayne Raj. Lashana gets in the infirmary. Tyler Duncan, Gwen, Heather Lindsay. Heather gets in the infirmary. Then it's Gwen and Beth. Jeff, DJ. So DJ still loses his bunny, which is eaten by a snake, and then eaten by a shark. So I think the Gophers still lose the challenge. The Bass lose the challenge. And I think there's nobody on the team that's the problem. So Duncan, DJ, and Jeff go for Tyler. Wayne and Raj get Tyler. would realize Duncan is too useful, so they vote for DJ. Now, Bridget is the swing vote. Now, I do think Wayne and Raj are friends with Bridget, and they say to Bridget that, DJ cost us the challenge and all that, and I think Bridget is a nice enough person where she would vote for DJ. So I do think DJ gets eliminated here because she wants to get out Duncan, but I think they make a deal with her saying we'll get rid of Duncan next time with elimination. Which, of course, maybe she gets more time with Jeff, which is enough to convince them. So I think DJ gets voted off. Episode 12 is basic straining. I think Heather does awful. Tyler would win the challenge because he's absolutely dominated this game. I think Wayne and Raj would do really good and would last like the final 3 in their challenge. Duncan's still sent to the outhouse. Of course, someone like Raj and Wayne would go to see Duncan, and Duncan would bond with the Hockey Bros. But nothing obviously romantic, but Duncan would actually like them as friends. So I think Duncan would actually get along with Wayne and Raj pretty well. Sending the Gophers to elimination. So Heather can get Lindsay, but beyond that, the other 4 are voting for Heather. So Heather can't save herself. Episode 13 is Extreme Torture. Okay, so actually, so Heather realizes Beth has the idol. So Heather calls out Beth's cursed statue, and because everyone's afraid that she's been cursed because of the injuries in the last episode, and it's possible that they've won due to the curse, they had no choice but to vote her off. Episode 13 is Extreme Torture. So it's Trent and Raj. I think Trent gets the point. Jeff, Lashana. Lindsay would now be driving and Tyler would drive. Now, whoever drives, Harold's and I had crashed into a rock. I remember Chris saying, I don't know what happened, but Harold crashed into a rock. This means Chris wasn't watching the challenge. For some reason in this episode, he wasn't watching the challenge. So, do I say the Kilobass lose unfairly, or do I give them the win? I'm going to say they win, because I don't think anyone's going to react the same way as Harold. I'm going to say it's probably Bridget that skis in this case. Just to give us the benefit of the doubt and the best chance of survival, we're going to say Bridget wins the challenge. And they finally vote for Heather. Alright, so guys versus girls. And yeah, we have an uneven number of guys and girls. So we're still bringing back Eva because we can. Izzy. So Duncan would talk to the guys on the Hockey Bros and Tyler and Jeff and how they need to work together and make like a killer battle alliance. The girls win the challenge, and luckily it's just a reward. Now we're at the merge, so it's merge day, the merge cast. Wayne and Raj make it merge, pretty cool. Alright. So, episode 15. No pain, no game. So, I think Lashana still wins the challenge. Like, even if Tyler wins the challenge, I still think Em's going to want Eva after this challenge. So I think it's very safe for me to say the first boo is going to be Eva. So, episode 16, Lashana realizes they need a girls' alliance. The only people that wasn't here is Tyler, Wayne, and Raj. Because there are no villain characters, Duncan gets immunity because Duncan is the closest to villain in this timeline. And he's my favorite character. Just to give Duncan the maximum plot armor. No, you know what? Let's give it to Tyler. Right? So Tyler's immune. We'll say Tyler's immune, and Wayne and Raj get their key. They replace Heather, DJ. Yeah, I'm gonna give it to Duncan. I'll give it to Duncan. Duncan and me. So I'm gonna give it to Duncan. So Lashana didn't get her key. So Duncan goes to Jeff and the former Killer Bass members on how we need to vote for Bridget, but Jeff likes Bridget. Wayne and Raj like Bridget. Tyler's okay with Bridget. So they say, why don't we just add Bridget into our alliance? That would give us 6 people. And Duncan would be annoyed at something like this, but Duncan reluctantly allows Bridget in the alliance on the condition that she follows their vote tonight. So Duncan gets to Bridget and says, look, vote Lashana with us, that way you're safe. Bridget knows Duncan has immunity, so she decides to work with Duncan to vote off Lashana because Lashana's the biggest threat in the overall challenges. She's won the most challenges. She won last challenge. She's going to win a lot of the challenges, so I think she's going to gang up on Lashana here. Gwen and Trent are an option, and Duncan would see there are 3 couples. So, but Duncan would realise that, there's actually 3 couples here. So Duncan goes to Izzy and Lashana and points out that there are 3 couples and there are 5 of them. So they need to work in an alliance to get out the couples. So I think Duncan would play a bit dirty here. And because Duncan is cool with the bros, I think Duncan would make a former Killer Bass alliance with his former Killer Bass members for now. So Tyler doesn't want to off Lindsay. So I think Duncan gets the guys a miscompromise and they of Izzy because she's the biggest threat that's not immune. I think they go for Lashana because she's going to win the most challenges. So Duncan gets him 1 vote for Lashana. Without the guys' alliance, Bridget would never get eliminated. Episode 17 is hard to be sneaky. So I think Duncan also wins the challenge because he's the closest to villain. Wayne and Raj would do okay here. Gwen and Trent get caught together. I think Jeff would do decent. And there'd be 6 guys. So Duncan realizing only one other guy would make a former Killer Bass alliance because, unlike Owen in this alliance, Wayne and Raj are capable of keeping things a secret. They're actually capable of keeping it a secret. And Duncan would also get Trent here. So I feel like here, hiding me sneaky, Duncan means what? I think who has the best hiding spot? It's Shauna, but she's not here. So Duncan had the best hiding spot. And Tyler, I'm going to say, calls out Wayne and Raj. Well, Tyler wouldn't call Wayne and Raj. I feel like Duncan would win because he had the best hiding spot. So I think Duncan to get these 4 vote Bridget, to get vote Izzy. Trent vote Izzy. Lindsay and Gwen vote Izzy. So I think Izzy gets voted off here for being the biggest threat. That's not immune, so everyone votes Izzy. Episode 18 is the bike race. So Gwen wipes out. Raj and Wayne would wipe out, and Tyler crashes into a rock. So the other 5 qualify for the next round. So Duncan and Trent would wipe into each other. We just need to find out between three who's cross the finish line. Lindsay could definitely cross, because that heavy trick in the Lindsay would cross the finish line. So Bridget and Jeff. I think Bridget would cross before Jeff, because I think Jeff would be a good person like that, where he'd let Bridget cross. And I think due to fair ruling, I think Jeff gets eliminated. Episode 19, Duncan and Gwen would still win. Trent would have some knowledge on horror movie challenges, and Lindsay would now get the worst death. Episode 20, Wakanda Gone Wild. Duncan realizes that it was a mistake to let a couple get this far, so Duncan makes a guys alliance to get out Trent. And he talks to Bridget on how he needs to get them out. I think in this universe, Duncan would also realize Tyler, Raj. But I think Duncan realizes Tyler, Raj, and Wayne are pretty tight, so that could be more of a threat. but I think he'd rather chance the popularity contest. So I think Gwen still wins the challenge. Now they think it's a popularity contest at this point. So between Trent, between Trent and Bridget, I think Duncan would vote for Bridget because Bridget would be a more popular candidate going forward, and Duncan could just make the guidelines with Tyler, Raj, and Wayne. And the Hockey Bros like Duncan, so they're gonna obviously work with him. Also, Duncan can just threaten them and Tyler, so they vote for Bridget. Episode 21. Alright, so Tyler and Trent. Raj and Trent. Tyler Wayne. Gwen Tyler. Raj Trent. Duncan Wayne. The Eating Challenge. Duncan Wayne. Actually, no, Gwen Tyler. The Race to Boney Island. Gwen Tyler. Remembering the elimination order. Duncan Wayne. Gwen and Tyler have immunity. Duncan cashes in his favour with the former Killer Bass members and gets rid of Trent because Trent's the more popular of the two. And they think it's a popularity contest at this point. Episode 22 is really tough now because there's no Katie and Sadie. So what does this mean? Well, I think now it's an actual vote. So I'm going to run through the process and then we're going to analyse the amount of votes at the end of this. Alright. So Gwen, Duncan. I'm just making a chart on my phone to see who gets voted off. Raj, Tyler. So Trent would vote for Duncan. Bridget would vote Duncan. Lindsay. I don't know who Lindsay votes for. Lindsay, does she vote for Tyler because she misses him? Like, not understanding the term. You know what? Lindsay, would she vote for Tyler? She misses Tyler. I don't know what she voted. I feel like she votes. She's okay with the Hawk Girls. Gwen. I think she might vote Gwen. Jeff. He votes Gwen because he doesn't know else. Izzy votes for Gwen. Shauna votes Duncan. Eva votes Tyler. Heather. I think she votes Wayne. Beth votes Wayne, I think. DJ votes Raj. Harold votes for Duncan. Courtney votes Tyler. Owen, he votes Raj. Justin, Gwen. Justin, I don't know, who does Justin vote for? Justin. Justin votes. So you think he might? Okay, he votes for. I think he votes for Duncan. Noah would vote Raj, and Zeke. I think he votes Raj. So the votes look a bit like this. Gwen has 3 votes. Duncan has 4. Wayne has 3. Raj has 3, and Tyler has 2. So in this episode, I think that the character who gets eliminated is Duncan. And again, this could have gone any way because I have no way of knowing who got eliminated in this episode. Shauna would have gotten home. So I had to figure out who would have gotten eliminated. So I think everyone votes for Duncan. Episode 23 is an elimination, but I think Wayne, Raj, and Tyler will be working together to try and get Gwen out, but they're just sad that Duncan's out. There's no fun now. So episode 24. It's the Hockey Bros against Gwen and Tyler. I think we have some knowledge who's going to win this challenge, but we have to go through the process. Gwen is really good at reading maps, right? And she's very creative. And Tyler's really fast. Wayne and Raj are not really good at direction. Like, they got lost very easily in the Saps episode. So I do think Gwen and Tyler would make it back a lot faster than Wayne and Raj, even if Tyler was trying to throw the challenge. So I think Gwen and Tyler win. So between Wayne and Raj, Gwen votes so they both have immunity. And here's how I think it will go. So Gwen votes for Raj. Wayne and Raj, would they vote each other? I think reluctantly, but it's really down to Chef at the end of the day. So who does Chef not like more then? I don't know. It's a bit of a tricky one. Wayne and Raj would have made it pretty far in the boot camp. So I think because they would have fallen at the same time, I think Chef would think it's only fair for a vote. I don't know. Who does Chef not like more, Wayne or Raj? I really don't know. But I think it's probably Wayne. Because, Wayne 8. I think Wayne is just going to be eliminated here. These two vote for each other. Gwen votes for Wayne. Tyler votes Wayne. I think Wayne's out because Wayne's going to be Wayne or Raj. I think they're going to go for Raj here. Wayne or Raj. I do think they go for Wayne because Wayne's going to be like a more likable candidate. Like Chef doesn't, I don't know, Chef doesn't like his hat or something. I don't know. That's tricky. That's really tricky. However, Wayne did get easily distracted by ice cream, so I could see Wayne getting distracted by the sticky muffins and eating them. So because of that, I think Wayne's going to go here. Episode 25 is on Triple Dog Dairies. So Raj, Tyler, and Gwen are against each other. So Raj and Tyler would decide to team up to take Cheers at the end because obviously they can't take Wayne, so Raj is like Tyler's really his only ally. Gwen says she has no chance except for teaming up with Tyler, which puts Tyler in a very awkward position because he did bond with Gwen, but he also is close friends with Raj. So Tyler is best friends with the Hockey Bros, basically. So Tyler could definitely make it to the end. So between Raj and Gwen, I think the dares would just get to the point where Gwen would just give up. I don't think Gwen has a chance against the Hockey Raj and Tyler. So third place is Gwen. So Raj and Tyler are in the finale, with the supporters being Gwen is Tyler, Wayne would support Raj, Duncan supports Raj, Trent supports Tyler, Bridget Tyler, Lindsay Tyler, Jeff Tyler, Izzy Tyler, Lashana Raj, Eva Raj, Heather Raj, Beth Tyler, DJ Raj, Harold Raj, Cody Tyler, Courtney Raj, Owen Raj, Justin Tyler, Noah Tyler, and Ezekiel Tyler. So I would say the helpers are basically very even. And they each get winning endings. Raj and Tyler wouldn't sacrifice the prize money because they would realize what Chris could do with it. And they'd also split it with each other, so it really doesn't matter who wins. So that's the complete timeline of Total Drama Island, and now we'll go straight into Total Drama, the reboot. So Katie and Sadie intros are basically the same. Katie and Sadie would... Katie and Sadie... I don't know why I said Sadie. Would fangirl over the likes of Caleb, Julia, and Nichelle. I think especially Caleb and Nichelle because they would like them both. They'd be huge fans of Nichelle. Especially of Caleb because they like Justin. Which Bowie is going to be a lot more threatened by than he is in the original to try and get out the people that need to be out. Caleb would get them to hurry up along. I think Katie and Sadie wouldn't do that well here, but they wouldn't affect the challenge. And the Trouts still win. Bowie would make his rumors about Caleb and would try even more so because of the fact that Caleb would have already 3 people on his side. And Bowie would even go on to explain that how he's manipulating poor Katie and Sadie into doing his dirty work, which the girls would not be okay with, so Caleb gets voted off. Episode 2, Bowie makes an alliance with Emma, and I think he would make one with Sadie and Katie. This is because they would be very easy to manipulate, and in his mind, they would be so easy to beat in the finale. With, of course, obviously Wayne wouldn't take over as captain, so Katie and Sadie would have fun, and would be friends with Emma and Bowie, calling the new BFFLs. But Axel still gets eliminated for the same reasons as the original. Episode 3. However, in this challenge, the Hockey Bros were a big reason that the Frogs of Death won in the original. So I do think, even though with Scary chasing around Damien, I think as much as Griffith's strategy was pretty crazy, I still managed to believe that they would win this challenge, so I do think the Trout win the challenge here, sending the Frogs of Death to elimination. Now, at first glance, it might seem like Katie and Sadie are in trouble. However, I don't think they get voted off here, simply because of the fact Bowie has 4 people in his alliance, and will have the majority at this point. And I'm sorry, Numbskull Island is the next episode. So episode 3, Michelle does awful in the challenge, and she gets voted off. Katie and Sadie would do awful as well, but not nearly as bad as Michelle. Episode 4, Numbskull Island. Now, like I said, Wayne and Raj were the big reason that they won the original. And without them here, I don't think they really stand a chance. I mean, Bowie could think of the same thing, but I don't think Bowie's not going to think. I don't think Bowie can think of the same thing. Unless you think Bowie could think of that same thing Wayne and Raj did, which I highly doubt, considering the fact that it was more of a hockey strategy than sports strategy, which that's how they are. Scaregirl is still chasing Damien for the entire episode, and Rip is using everyone else's human shield, so they managed to win the challenge, sending the Frogs to death elimination. Now, at first glance, Katie and Sadie might be in trouble here, but Bowie has himself and Emma to cover their backs, so Bowie's not going to vote them off. So it's either Julia or Nichelle or MK. But the thing is, Julia actually competed in the challenge, and Julia said a comment about how at least she's helpful in the challenge where MK didn't do anything. Now, because I think Julia said this comment, I do believe, because of the fact Julia was able to convince him 2 episodes earlier, I think MK gets eliminated here. So episode 5 is Jurassic Farts. And basically, Damien wants to quit even more so, considering the fact that Scary Girl's still around. And I think Damien still wins it for his team. Kenny and Sadie would do alright with Emma and Bowie. Julia would still go rampage on the dinosaur, sending the first child to elimination. And they still vote for Damien because Damien wants him to quit, and that he actually changes his mind, but he gets screwed over. So episode 6 is where it is, if I'm not mistaken, the launching episode. So Katie and Sadie would do pretty good here. Bowie would get a decent score like he does in the original. Katie and Sadie would fling after each other rather than Bowie flinging to get Raj. Without Wayne and Raj here, Bowie's a lot more devious and all that. While he still has a heart, and I believe he is close to Katie and Sadie, I still believe he's also quite devious. The Trap would win the challenge because Scary Girl would do really well here. I think she would actually kill this challenge and win for her team. Because MK's not here, Julia can't save herself anymore, so Bowie would get the other 4 to vote for Julia, even though it's a massive risk because Katie and Sadie are close. Bowie would rather keep them because they'd be easier to beat in a tiebreaker. Now we're at the merge. So the merge cast. Katie and Sadie are here, and Scary Girl. Instead of Julia and MK. So Julia really, so MK did not make a merge. So 7 eggs and pains, alright? So basically this is a doubles. So in the pairs we have Priya, Millie, Ripper and Z, Chase and Emma, Scary Girl and Bowie. Katie and Sadie are stuck together. However, because Wayne and Raj wouldn't get mentally evacuated in this episode, there would actually be a vote this time. But first of all, Julia's not here, so because of that, we have a potential problem because Julia's not here to convince them to get rid of Chase. Now, Bowie could do the exact same thing, but I don't think he would, because I think he would see Scary Girl as a bigger threat going forward. So, because of this, Priya and Millie still win immunity. Emma and Chase make up, and Bowie is stuck with Scary Girl for the entire episode. Bowie would talk to Emma on how they need to get out Scary Girl, and they're able to convince Chase. Millie would also vote for Scary Girl because she voted for her in the original, with the girls still voting Ripper. Scary Girl's eliminated because she's the biggest threat and is going to be a massive wild card in challenges. And so in this universe, Ripper wins the challenge because Katie's game is being disgusting. Bowie is really bad personal. And see if we do this best outside of Ripper, but Ripper wins. So Bowie would try to think of what's the worst name of Z, but I think Bowie would get rid of Bowie. Basically tell Chase, tell the girls that we need to vote for Millie. And he goes to Ripper and says that he can help him with a deal of getting rid of Millie, which Ripper would accept as he doesn't like Priya or Millie. Chase would be okay with voting Millie, so I think Millie gets the vote off here. As she's a strategical threat which Bowie can't have in the game. Episode 9. So this is where we have Battlefield Earth. So, race through the river, and outside, behind mountains, ring the golden bow. Alright. So Bowie and Julia are not fighting for the entire episode. And basically there's only one alliance in this universe. And Priya wants to get rid of her Jason Ripper together. Bowie would consider on who to ask to get rid of, and he would ask Z to join his alliance. And the thing is, in this challenge, Bowie was really good in the original, and I do think it's close. He was in the racing challenge, but I think Emma would do okay. But I do think I do think Bowie would win the challenge, because outside of Julia, Bowie did the best, and Bowie wouldn't get stuck in the gold, in the lava, with Julia, because she's not here, so Bowie wins immunity. And Z would vote with Bowie because in this universe, Z, first of all, would never reveal the two alliances because there isn't a second alliance, there's only Bowie's. So Z asks Bowie who would he want to vote for. Now Bowie would choose to get rid of Ripper because Ripper is the biggest threat. So he talks to Priya on how they need to vote for Ripper because she's won the most challenges. He's going to be the biggest threat going forward. So I think Bowie ends up going for Ripper here in a Dial of Sweet Revenge. Episode 10. We have Truth Poll, Nothing But the Truth. So basically this is really the polls. So already we have a potential problem because we have 7 people which weren't here in the original. And I think Bowie wouldn't throw the challenge because he originally did that to get Julia out, and Bowie would realize he's a massive threat. Priya would still fall from dehydration and let Sadie fall. Chase would want pizza so he didn't drop in Z and Bowie. And Emma wins immunity. Bowie would realize that, Emma is immune, so he has majority. Bowie would realize in this universe that they need to vote for Chase. But Emma's kind of made things up with Chase at this point. So he ends up going for... So Chase gets voted off just like the original, which gets him out. Episode 11. I think is Tortoise Fairy Tortoise. This is the photos team challenge, and I think the winner of the challenge, Bowie and Emma are still arguing, so they would do terrible in this challenge. So here, first of all, Julia's not here to cause an argument between Bowie and Emma, so they're actually in a very good relationship at this point. And they would do very well in this challenge, although I think the winner would be Katie and Sadie, because I personally think they would win this challenge. And they're like girly girl, and they'd be really good at this thing, so Katie and Sadie have immunity. So Bowie and Emma would get Sadie to vote for Bria because she's the biggest threat left, and that's not the alliance. So he gets them to vote for Bria. Now we have basically where they have to get the coins. So basically this episode they will have to get coins with each other, and I think Bowie, it's everyone for themselves, and I do think it's Bowie and Z against Emma, Katie, and Sadie. As I forgot to do, basically there wasn't a double elimination episode 7, so... And I think it's very close, but I think Bowie would end up throwing the challenge so the girls can win. And I think the girls would vote for Z because he's the biggest threat. However, it's actually a double elimination tonight, so unfortunately I think Bowie ends up losing the challenge. So Emma, Katie, and Sadie are in the finale. And Z is out. So basically we have these 4. And I don't know who the helpers would be, to be fair. I think it's very close, but I think Bowie would probably win the season. So that is it for this video. So episode 7 is going to be a double elimination because that's what it was in the original. So basically, Scary Girl and Bowie, but Bowie would want to get rid of Scary Girl. There's Emma and Bowie, Ripper and Scary Girl, Katie, Sadie, Z and Chase, which is Priya and Amy. Now, Bowie would talk to the groups on how they need to vote for Ripper and Scary Girl, as at this point, Ripper and Scary Girl are, the biggest threats. Nobody likes them on the team. They're going to be very easy to manipulate and get rid of in the next challenge. So I think Bowie is successful with Katie and Sadie inside. Katie and Sadie talk, with Emma talking to Chase, Katie voting for Millie, talking to Millie, Sadie voting to Priya, with Bowie talking to Z. Now, I do think it takes some, with Priya and Millie accepting getting rid of Ripper with no problem. Chase would be friends with Ripper, so he agrees to get rid of Scary Girl. However, Z wouldn't have a problem, so they agree to go on 4-4. Finally, Bowie has to convince Ripper and Scary Girl to vote for each other. Bowie goes to Ripper and says that Scary Girl's going to be tonight's vote, you better be ready. With Ripper still believing he's in the Alliance, would accept. Scary Girl also talks to Bowie on how they're voting out Ripper because he got rid of Damien, which Scary Girl is really annoyed at, so she accepts. In tonight's vote, these two vote for each other. Z, Chase, Priya, and Millie would vote. But Chase, these four vote for Ripper, and Bowie's Alliance vote for Scary Girl. With a 5-5 tie, Ripper and Scary Girl are both sent home, which really annoys the pair of them as they get tricked by Bowie. Episode 8 is the vomit comment. So this is the wheel episode. And the funny thing about this is Z actually wins the challenge because Bria and Millie do awful. Chase and Emma won't do that well, neither Katie and Sadie. Bowie does terrible. And without Julia and Ripper, Z did the best in the challenge, so he wins immunity. And Bowie would get his alliance. And he would also get them to talk to Chase and how they need to vote for Millie. And Bowie would ask Z to vote with them to get out Millie. And in this universe, because Z's not convinced in two alliances, he agrees and Millie goes. Episode 9 is the Battlefield episode. And the thing is, Bowie wins the challenge because basically they're racing to the top. Without Julia being here, Bowie did the best, and she's not here now. And Z would never join two alliances because there wouldn't be two alliances, as there's only Bowie's 4-person alliance. And I think Bowie would convince Z to vote for Priya because Priya is the biggest threat. And in this timeline, Priya is one of the world's challenges. Priya is the person that Bowie's been threatened by. Emma and Chase were a couple, so Bowie would think it would keep them happy for a bit longer. And Bowie can, spin things against Emma. Emma's just got back with Chase. So I think Priya is going to get eliminated here. Episode 10. This is the pole challenge. And I think here Bowie wouldn't throw because in this universe, Julia's phone is never seen. Emma does okay. Katie and Sadie fall. Chase jumps off for pizza. And it's between Z and Bowie. So I think Z would win immunity because I think Z is just Z. And I think Bowie convinces Katie, Sadie, and Z to vote for Chase. To vote for Chase, I think Bowie gets him out. So episode 11 is Tortoise for Tortoise. Julia wouldn't close an argument between Bowie and Emma, so they'd be friends still. And I personally like that friendship, but they would still be friends. And Bowie wouldn't have an argument caused by them. And that's important because Bowie doesn't get slowed down for the entire episode, so he's not last place. Z would do terrible and Emma would do okay. However, I think Katie and Sadie would do really well in this challenge because of the fact Katie and Sadie in the original, one are a girly girl, and I imagine they would be very decent at taking pictures and doing fashion shows and stuff. So I do think they'd win the challenge. And because Bowie's friends with Emma, and he's not going to betray his only ally, and Emma's not nearly as reluctant in this universe, Bowie votes for Z because Z's won the last few challenges, and that could be quite a threat going forward. Especially with Z possibly being very likable, with Bowie also thinking that it could be a popular vote at the end of the season. Caved in by the ball, Bowie and Katie with Sadie and Emma. Bowie wouldn't throw the challenge because in this episode Bowie wouldn't throw the challenge here because Bowie would realize, if he threw the challenge, there's a chance he could lose, and if he loses this challenge, he's definitely going to get eliminated. Sure, Katie and Sadie are close to Emma, but I think Bowie is not going to chance them voting with her, and Emma is the biggest threat, so he's going to want to get rid of Emma as fast as possible. I think Bowie can also make a deal with Katie saying I'll keep Sadie into the game, because while it would be very dangerous to keep Katie and Sadie into the game, unlike Millie and Priya, I think Bowie would rather face those two because they're a lot less of a threat than Emma. And I think in the end, I do think Emma and Katie get more points, so they win immunity. So Emma and Sadie vote for each other, Katie votes for Emma, and Bowie could either cause a tiebreaker or could vote for Emma. And I think she goes for Emma. Now, I know this sounds really crazy, but hear me out. Bowie is a smart player and would be aware that Katie and Sadie are what big of a threat, but are less of a physical threat. So Emma's the last biggest threat that's not immune. So Bowie reluctantly votes her off. Emma's not as annoyed at Bowie in this universe because it's the final four, so one of them had to get eliminated. So she's not completely hating Bowie in this universe. And while Bowie wouldn't, it's not a Millie and Priya situation where she can't break up Kingsley's friendship, but he realizes that the two would probably be a lot easier to beat in the finale because Bowie's would be the most athletic of the three. Bowie, Katie, and Sadie are in the finale. And that's really it. So I will first explain the challenge and then talk about season 2. So the first part of the challenge is cutting through each. And I think the helpers for each of the characters will be, so Katie gets Michelle, Sadie gets Caleb, and Bowie gets Emma. Bowie and Emma would cut a lot faster because they'd be a lot quicker, and Bowie realizes obviously he needs to work extremely fast to beat Katie and Sadie. So he manages to build a raft in the first part of the challenge. Katie and Sadie were waiting for each other because they want to cross the finish line together, with of course Emma telling them to hurry up that they need to finish. I think it's close, but I think because Katie and Sadie will be waiting around a lot, I do think Bowie would be able to get that a lot faster. So I think Bowie is able to win the season. So between Katie and Sadie, I think Sadie would let Katie cross because Katie is more nimble in the dodgeball challenge. So Katie would win the challenge. So between Bowie and Katie, I think Bowie would have a bit more resilience than Katie would. So I think Bowie would win the season of the whole drama. The reboot, I think personally, Bowie wins the season. And now because of this, we will go straight into Total Drama, the reboot, season 2. So, because Katie and Bowie won the last season, Katie would pick the teams, and because I have no way to know who she'd pick, the teams are the same, so Emma and Katie just basically swapped teams. So episode 1 would play the same, and Team Blackface with Michelle winning. Caleb would make an alliance with Katie because she was the finalist last season, and that could get him further into the game. Which Katie would fangirl over because she has a crush on Caleb, with Sadie being jealous as well. Bowie would make his alliance with Julia, MK, Sadie, and Emma, and there's still no reason for Scary Girl not to get voted off like normal. Episode 2 is the Slides Challenge. Big difference here. Chase doesn't get afraid or doesn't pull his weight because of Emma. You see, Emma's the one in the original who made Chase not go on the slide. You know, she distracts him. Points out that, you know, I think Bowie wouldn't, like Chase, wouldn't get distracted here. And in this universe, because he would help his team, I think Skunk will actually win this challenge. And Millie gets voted off because she pushed Damien down the slide, and I think her team would find that really uncool. Caleb would probably also have Michelle in the alliance because he would realize that, well, he likes her, so she could be a good vote to have. Episode 3 is You Poor Saps, and this is usually where MK starts cheating. Sadie wouldn't be cool with this, and neither would Emma, and I feel like here they would be pretty close. And I think Julia, MK, and Bowie are the ones that know that cheated on the team. And I think in this episode, You Poor Saps, I think the Skunk Butts still win the challenge. And usually it's Millie, but Millie's not here, and the next person will be Emma. But Emma's not on the team, so Damien and Priya would vote for Katie. Michelle is friends with Katie. Caleb would try to convince someone to vote for Damien, and I think he's able. You know, he'd want to keep Katie around to get further into the game. And looking at the cast, I think like there's nobody on the team who really does terrible. The only person maybe is Axel because she was stuck to Ripper in the entire episode. But I think these three, I think this is where Caleb, Michelle, and Katie, in their alliance, will realize Katie is in trouble because she did make it into finale before. So Caleb would have to convince somebody else to vote for Katie, and not vote for Katie. So unfortunately for them, I do think Katie gets voted off here, meaning Katie goes to elimination. And she's eliminated in this episode, which is a shame for her character, but I just don't see how she's going to get any further. In episode 4, this is the last episode, and everyone else would not do that well here. I think in this episode, Bowie would still cheat, so he'd help them win. And usually Priya gets in the bottom 2, so I feel like Bowie would. Caleb would charm Axel and talk to the others on how they develop for Priya. I think they all agree and vote off Priya here. She's a pretty big threat, and he would even point out that, well, he has him to help in challenges. Episode 5 is SSBU. So basically, this is the ice challenge, and they also, of course, Iceberg find a key through the maze. MK will be called out for cheating. Chase and Emma are together. I think it's going to win the challenge. And Julia comes to Michelle to quit. Now let the merge. And Caleb would obviously want that out. So basically, Caleb and Sadie would be together. And Caleb would comfort Sadie on how Katie didn't make the merge and apologizes for letting her down. And Caleb appreciates Sadie, obviously appreciating. I think in the canoe ride, Ripper and Axel, Emma, Chase, Bowie, Damien. Actually, Emma's called out for cheat. MK loses to the bear. Julia, Bowie. Bowie. Damien, Chase. Emma, Julia. Emma. Ripper, Axel. Axel. Z. Chase. Caleb, Sadie, I think could be Caleb. So Bowie, Damien, Bowie, Julie, Axel, Caleb. And then I think Damien still wins the challenge. And I think MK sees me and Caleb's in their alliance because of Sadie. Caleb wants to get out Bowie, so I think they're gonna vote. Chase is with them. But I think they all vote for Bowie because Caleb would want revenge for getting him eliminated in episode 1. Episode 7. This is where we have episode 7. Eating challenge. So in the eating challenge, it's Ripper, Axel, MK, Julia, Sadie, Caleb, which leaves Z, Damien, Chase. So I think it's close, but I think Julia, Sadie, and Caleb win the challenge. And everyone else for Axel and Ripper still quits. Episode 8. Hunnaballen. So Hunnaballen is climbed the mountain, large Chris coins, get tossed, human whom will win. So I think Julia and MK would realize that they need to somehow win the challenge and get out Caleb because he's going to be a huge problem. And they talk about this. And what they say is basically they don't know how they're going to get out these characters. But Z reveals everyone's secrets. And I think the winner of the challenge will be Julia. And I think Z goes episode 9 is breaking up is too hard. So basically find the biggest thing and break it. I think Caleb wins the challenge. So Julia and MK would want to get rid of Sadie because she was in the finale as a whore. But I think they still fight over each other. But they realize Chase and Emma can also be a problem. So Emma and Sadie would vote for Chase. I think these two vote for each other. MK still gets eliminated. Circling the drain. Basically, you have to do painful memories. And Julia originally wins the challenge. So I'm still content with it being Julia. However, Julia's partner would be a lot different here. And I think the person she would choose is Chase. Because this would annoy Emma so much to the point where she can't eliminate him. As Caleb has won the most challenges and he's very close with Sadie, and in this universe Julia would think that's more of a threat. So Emma has no choice but to vote for Caleb. And I think Julia can convince Damien on top of the fact that she would say that Caleb's using Sadie, meaning Caleb is eliminated. This voice shocks them, Caleb. There's nothing you can really do here. He's going to roll it off. So breaking K9, I think here the winner would still be Julia. It's going to be Damien because he's going to be really good at this type of thing. It's going to be Julia. I think Julia wins the challenge. I think Julia commits Emma Chase. Emma votes for Chase. Chase votes for Sadie. Damien votes for Sadie. And Julia also votes for Sadie. Episode 12 is off the hook. So off the hook, I think Julia and Damien will make an alliance to try and get further into the game. And I think in this alliance that the winner of the challenge is going to be Julia. Julia and Damien vote for Emma. Emma and Julia vote for Chase and Emma vote for Damien. Now that tiebreaker, Damien is his idol, and Emma goes. So Julia, Damien, and Chase are in the finale, which is pretty ironic actually. So the losers. So basically, the mother wagon dropped the camouflage, the guide right. So their helpers are very similar. Chases and Emma's are a bit more divided, and each get winning endings. So that's the complete timeline until Drama reboot Simulation Order. Second season. Thank you guys for watching. Come like, subscribe. I hope you guys will like this video. It was a very interesting one. And that's it for this one. And I'm just gonna say that. And yeah, my next project's gonna be something pretty big. So you know, the fan made one. I think I'll record that next. So I'm gonna do basically my favorite character series. Peace forever.